Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and reasonable minds all over the world. Good evening. The time now is 10 minutes to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Boston, Massachusetts. And I welcome you to tonight's show. I welcome you to tonight's show. Well, it's been a day. It's been a day. I've been trying to get a couple of things going. So that is why you see me coming in late to the show tonight. But we have a whole lot to cover tonight, you know. If you look at the scrolling going down here, you will actually understand what we have tonight on the show. We have quite a whole lot tonight on the show, quite a whole lot, you know. Like you can see, we're calling tonight, starting tonight, actually, every Friday now, we're going to be doing what we call Agenda Free Friday, okay? So, which is where we'll go through everything that we have done during the week, or every of the trading topics that has gone through the week. So, on Fridays, we'll now go through them. We'll go through them and try to update us. If there is any update, as we're going to see tonight, there are a lot of updates on some of the shows we did and the topics we reported on over the week or during the week. So we're going to be updating you guys on some of those tonight. Some of them are like Peter Obi's arrest in London. What actually happened now, we're not getting full information on what actually happened in London, how and why he was arrested, as unpopular believed. Okay. Now we're going to also give you guys updates on the passport saga with the president-elect and where his whereabouts, you know, where he is at the moment and what he's doing at the moment. You know, the reason why we've not heard from him, we're going to update us on that. Now we're also going to look into the election of PDP LP in Imo State. What actually happened in Imo State, that election. Which Senator Atan Achonu won. Now the runners-up on that election, Major General Lincoln Ogunewe, is now challenging that result. You know, making up claims, you know, against Senator Atan. So, which might be putting that in jeopardy. Okay, there is even a report reaching us tonight that from the National Secretariat, they are now, I believe they are ordering now that the election now be basically handed over, handed back to Senator Atan. So Senator Major General Lincoln Ogunewe. So there is a lot of things going on that in the Imo State Labour Party. Now also on Adamawa State, what happened in Adamawa State a few days ago, over the week, not this weekend, the previous weekend, where the senator, Senator Ashitaru Bainani won the election. They won the election prematurely. She was announced as the winner of the election prematurely. And, there was a revolt, there was an uproar and everything. So that election was basically recalled. Not that the election was recalled. It was a rerun election. She won it, but she was announced the winner prematurely. Okay. Eventually, they got it right and caught INEC people, INEC man with his pants down on that one. Okay. So that was what happened. That was what happened on that one. So now they gave it back to the rightful winner, which was the governor, the sitting governor, Finitari. Okay. So they gave her back gave him back his mandate. Okay, another thing we have was the one we had yesterday. Blessings here, as you guys all know, was released yesterday, and she's back on the air doing what she does best. Okay, so these are the things we have on the show today. Okay, I'm asking that you guys come in also, regulars, you guys come in, and if you have anything to, because this agenda free, as in all our other shows, is when we now have a time with you to also tell us what you think. Another thing is starting next week. I'm going to be having co-hosts. So some of you who wants to co-host with me, be on the camera and be on the newsroom with me from where you are. You don't really need to come to the studio here. From where you are, I can, we can be able to bring you into the studio and you can co-host with me. All right. So if you're interested in being my cherished guest, co-hosting the show with me, please let me know. Send me information to that effect so that I can, we can put it together and let our people know that you're going to be doing the show with me. Okay. So these are the things we have today. But before we move on into the show fully, I would like us to pray, which is what we do on a regular basis or on a daily basis before we start the show. Okay. So join me as we pray. Father, tonight we bless you, we honor you, and we exalt you. We glorify you for who you are. We magnify you for who you are. You still remain our Father. You still remain our God. You still remain all that we are and all that we have. Blessed be thy name tonight. Father, we thank you for all you did for us this day. This was that day that you made, and you gave us authority to rejoice and be glad in it. We give you all the praise. We give you all the glory, for indeed it is worthy to you. Hallowed be thy name tonight. Father, we thank you for all you did for us today. To and fro you took us, and you are bringing us to this arena this evening. Father, therefore we say that unto you shall the gathering of your people be. Blessed be thy name tonight. Father, as we thank you for all you are doing, we're not saying, is there anything that will make this meeting tonight not to be a pleasant one or not to be adored in your presence? Father, we say, forgive us in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, having accepted your mercy and your grace, we now boldly sit in your presence, asking for your time with us this evening, that you direct all that we'll do tonight. We're asking that our sentences come from your presence, that all that we'll do tonight be uttered and be directed by thee in the mighty name of Jesus. I commit your sons and daughters into your holy hands. As they come into this meeting, Father, let there be a change in all that concerns them, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus. Commit Nigeria and all that are in Nigeria into your holy hands. I pray that your grace, your mercy, your favor continue to speak louder and louder for them in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we thank you and we bless you. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen and amen. Thank you all for coming in tonight. Thank you all for coming in tonight. You're gonna let me, I'm gonna go into yes, this is what we have tonight. This is our Agenda Free Friday. So we're going to start with P2B. Okay, we're going to start with P2B. If you're just joining us, this is the Agenda Free Friday. It's a free for all Friday. So where we'll go through all the topics, updating us on everything we did within the week. Earlier this week, we talked about Peter Obi's arrest in London. Eventually, we are now finding out what actually happened on that trip. As against a popular belief that he was arrested because of impersonations and all whatnot, there are now other sides to that story. It's actually now been revealed that that arrest was a setup. Okay, was actually a setup. They're not telling us who, but we can put 1 and 2 together and draw our conclusion circumstantially. Okay, so they're not telling us who. Okay, but I want you, as a reasonable mind, I want you to yourself figure it out yourself. I want you to figure it out yourself what actually happened here. Okay, so what they are now saying was that because originally it was reported, okay, that he was that he surrendered his passport when he got to London. You know how you would do in immigration. He would surrender his passport, and now why he surrendered his passport was flagged. From there now they start talking about these issue of the passport being cloned and everything. Okay, now that statement now they're saying is not how it happened. They're saying it's not how it happened. They're actually saying that what happened was that P2B was fished out. That's the language. That he was actually fished out. He hasn't even gotten to the line. He hasn't even gotten to the line. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it back up again so you can. So he hasn't even gotten to the line of the immigration. Okay, he hasn't gotten to the line of the immigration when they came to the line and picked him up. They picked him up from the line and took him in for interrogation. Okay, and now they're saying that happened because somebody from his point of exit, meaning somebody in Nigeria. Yes, somebody in Nigeria actually told them that he was on his way coming. So it was put together, it was planned and everything. It was planned to just do what they did to him. Because the previous information we have about the passport and, the thing now is that whoever that person is that was parading the other passport should have been in custody. They should have known him and everything. We know that there were a picture that was circulating all over the place that this person is, there were stories. So that's why sometimes we're a little bit careful with some of these things we are reporting. You know what I mean? We're careful with some of these things we're reporting. So there is a second story to the story now. Okay, so what is saying now is that he was set up. He was set up to that effect. Okay, so not the way it has been reported or the way it was being reported all over the place. So I don't know if any of you have anything to that. Let us know, because these informations are coming from it's coming everywhere. It's coming everywhere. Okay, so yes, it was a setup, but he was still able to, escape that nonsense, because that's what I called it. He was still able to escape that nonsense. Whatever they planned eventually backfired on them and fell on their faces. Okay, so he's still a free man. He did what he went to do in London, and he came back, and he is still now waiting for the mandate. And it was while he was back now that things started playing on his side. He started, him. Yes, the man with the questionable passport and everything questionable. That one played into P2B's laps. Okay, the issue of the passport now came in. And when that came up, that took over. Nobody was talking about what happened, what was going on with P2B again. Nobody was talking about that. Everybody now was on this passport saga. Okay, and the health status of the president-elect, that is also in question now. Yes. We've been trying to go around it for some time now. Try not to call it what it is, but the information they gave us when he left was that he went for a medical leave. Okay, that he went for a medical leave. So now there is a question to that. I mean, the state of his health. Okay, the state of his health. How come nobody has heard from him? There was a video that was circulating yesterday about him coming back from Nigeria and stuff. But when you look at that video, you'll find out that you see that it doesn't look like that was him. Okay, but we also saw or heard that he is putting together his transitional team. He's putting that together. I think it's either a 12 or 13-man transitional team. He's putting them together. Okay, all these things he's doing from his whereabouts, his hideabout, wherever he is. That's where he is doing all these things. Okay, and one thing we need to also understand that whatever that is happening with this election and the aftermath of this election, including the president-elect, everything is completely unprecedented. We've not seen such before. We've not had such before. Okay. Not in the history of our country have we had a president-elect, not even on the challenging part of it, the challenging part of their result, but we have a president-elect whom we've not heard from for over 6 weeks now. And we're only days away. We're only days away to his supposedly inauguration. You know what I'm saying? We're only days away to his supposedly inauguration. So this is completely, you know, unheard of. It's not something we've heard of before. We've not heard of it. We've not seen it before where such a thing happened in Nigeria. So the whole thing is we are completely rewriting history here. We are completely rewriting history here. We are part of the history, but at the same time, we are rewriting it. That we've not been able to see him. We've not been able to see him for over 6 weeks now. His whereabouts, we don't know. He's not saying anything to us. We only hear him from proxies and stuff, you know. And that brings up the question. That brings up the question, okay, of is this how he is going to run the nation? If eventually, you know, his election and his election stands, his selection, as some people will say, if he stands, is that how he's going to be running the nation? He's going to be running the nation from satellite, you know, that he'll be gone for these days like this. We won't know where he is and stuff. And this thing is giving back to a lot of speculations, honestly. It's giving back to a lot of speculations, and I believe his handlers need to know this. What I'm talking about, the president-elect, his whereabouts, what is going on with him, and what he's been doing for the past 6 weeks now that we've not seen him. Okay, so this should be a consigned thing for the handlers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because, like I said again, nobody has seen him. Okay, they have all these questions that are coming up everywhere, including the situation of his passport. Okay, all we keep on hearing is from people. Some of us will now say, yeah, didn't he tell us that that's how he's going to run the nation? He's going to run the nation through this man, this person, that person, that person, that person. We're basically seeing it now. We're basically seeing it now. We're seeing him now. We're seeing him now basically designating situations and functions and, you know, information through people. We are hearing, so we don't even know if these things they're saying he's saying is actually coming from him. Honestly. So which really backs the question of, is he still is he still here with us? Is he still here? Is he doing okay? We've had stories of him getting surgery and all kinds of things. They've said he had surgery. You know, there was a picture that was circulating where he was somewhat skeletal. He was looking, you know, again, I came here and I told us the reason why I didn't want to bring out the picture is because it might be a doctored picture, because they themselves are doing all kinds of doctoration these days. So I don't know if, you know, some people have gotten, you know, but looking at the picture is his face and everything. But when you look at it here, the man has more than 6 packs. He has more than 6 packs. Okay, and that was troubling. That was troubling, honestly, to us that have seen and waiting, you know, and I believe also to his handlers. If that is the real picture, if that is the real him, if that's the real him, then he's sick. Yes. If that picture is his picture, our president-elect is not doing well. He's not doing well. Okay. Which again brings up all kinds of things, questions, and all kinds of things that we don't even want to be thinking about right now. Because, like I said again, everything that has gone on with this election is completely new. Okay, we are completely defining history here. Okay, are we in a position where now we'll have a president-elect whom will be replaced by the vice president-elect? Is it possible? Is that where we're going? Are we looking towards that? You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of all these things that we're talking about and we've been going through, most of these things that we're seeing these days and that are coming up are distractions, to be honest with you. Some of these things we're seeing are all distractions to the main stuff that are going on beneath. Yes, there are some hidden things that are going on beneath that a lot of us are not privy to. Okay, and that is just a situation where the elites are just playing with us and playing with our minds and everything. Okay, so if you have any take to what we're saying so far, I would like you to type in your take, please, so I can because this is Agenda Free Friday, where we all come together to look at the past events, look at the updates, see what you guys are also thinking, what you're seeing, or what you say. I need to hear from you people, either by typing or by making a call. You know what I'm saying? So this is the issue right now. We've not heard from him. We've not seen him. Okay, which brings up the question of where is he? What is going on with him? Is he still going to be okay? The last question, I believe, I know is the one question every one of you would like to see not being answered. Is he still going to be inaugurated that day? And a few days ago, over the weekend, we saw the army at the Eagle Square doing their mock exercise, preparation exercise for will be inauguration of the president-elect and the transfer of the new leadership and president of the Federal Republic. Okay, so we saw all those things going on. Then, which also brings the question. So right now, with that going on, okay, does it mean current government are bent on? We've also had so many things that I didn't put it up here. We've had so many things about the Baba, our sitting president. Okay. We have some things about our sitting president. Excuse me, people. We have some things about our sitting president where he's now talking about not that he doesn't want to stay beyond beyond that 29th. There's a story I saw today where on that story he said that he wants to stay far, far, far away from us. That he can't wait to So is he about running away from us? Is that what he wants to do? Mr. President, is that what you want to do? Running away from us, after getting us into this, where we are now, and you want to run away? No. He got through with us. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. You ain't going nowhere yet until it's over. Because if for any reason that it doesn't work out that day, that a new person will be in, you will stay there too until we figure this thing out. Because it's a national issue. It's a national problem and national issue. So that's what we are saying. Okay? Because the question now is that now that we're not seeing him, we've also heard that they're trying to change certain parts of the motorcycle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and this is exactly the reason why we need to be hearing from him. So all these rumors and stuff will just die. Mr. President-elect, we need to hear from you. We need to see you. You see, and these are the things that separate the Western world from the like of ours. Honestly. Because this thing cannot be happening with can you imagine Biden? After the election, nobody has heard from Biden and all these things. Can you imagine? Do you think it will be possible? No. It's not possible. It will never, it will not happen. We'll continue to do these things to justify who we are as a third world nation, where people can just be played with and toyed with. Can you imagine? Then today, was it yesterday, the president of Zelensky of Ukraine was inviting him, sending him an invitation to come to the war zone. Can you? That they're trying to have a bilateral relationship with Nigeria. Wouldn't that invitation go to the sitting president first and foremost? Okay. So all these things are opening questions. These things are opening doors for all kinds of questions and concerns. The president-elect congratulating him and started inviting him to come to the war front. Maybe let's say, "One help us take the man out." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really, honestly, it's really confusing with what is going on with our president-elect. It's really confusing. And I hope his handlers get something going in the next few days. Okay, if they're hiding him from us so that we cannot be bombarding him with all these questions, because you know what it is? Because anywhere he comes out, people will be there to ask him questions. Well, we have almost 200-something million questions from 200-something million Nigerians too that wants to ask him. I have my own, even my own. I even asked for my dead fathers. Honestly. So he needs to come back. He needs to come back wherever he is. Okay, he needs to come back. We don't want this thing of a day or 2 days. All of a sudden, he just come out from nowhere. We need to actually know what he owes it to us, to the nation, to tell us what is going on with him, and what his preparations are. Okay, and then answer some of our questions, because we have some burning questions, including about this double passport where the man gets. Yeah, and it's confirmed. The other day we were talking, is it perjury that he did by not answering the question when he was asked if he has ever, voluntarily, which was the objection also I was raising here on the air, because that word there, voluntarily, changes the line of question that we would like him to answer. We would have loved him to answer yes to that question, but he answered no. And that's why people are saying that he committed perjury. Okay, that's why people are saying that. Okay, but the point here is that, again, through his people, through his handlers, the claim they're making now was that the passport that was given to him, okay, or that citizenship right that was given to him was done freely. That it was a gift given to him by a friend of his, the president of the Guinea, either Guinea-Conakry or Guinea-Bissau, one of those countries, gave him that as a gift. Okay, so because of that, it is being viewed as okay, it is obvious the campaign hustles affected his health, and that brings to view the general concern about his real age. I hear you, Vic. I hear you, Victor. The thing, yes. I mean, you guys there in Lagos knows what we're talking about. Okay, understands what we're talking about on this. But he didn't even campaign that much. Definitely, his age comes into question. Okay. I was even listening to what's his name to Wole Soyinka, okay, in one of the interviews where he was saying that he did talk to him. Okay, I think it was on the phone. He did talk to him. He did talk to Atiku that they should leave the stage. That they should leave the stage gratefully and allow the new era of young bloods to come in and they run the affairs of this country. That's what the country needs. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people understands that the age was not on his side. And I said it here on the air several times. That honestly, age was not on his side. That the Nigeria we have now and what Nigeria is going through now, honestly, he is not the right person to lead Nigeria now. I said it here on the air. before the election, during the election, okay. I called for him to, but the thing is, all these guys are men of big egos. They're men of big egos, so they can't just give up like that. They can't just give up like that, and especially for somebody like him that has the means, okay, that has the means to influence situations and stuff. So he believed that money can do anything and will do everything. And we saw it during this election, as is alleged. The money really did a whole lot. Okay, and that is the turf he understands, and that's the turf he plays very well. And on that turf, age doesn't matter. On that turf, on that turf of financial, wranglings and stuff, age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. But on turf, where we are and what we want to see, age is everything now, as we can see. Because like you just said, the age is kicking in. The age is kicking in, like you just said, Victor. The age is kicking in. All right. And thank you for tuning on. Thank you for tuning on tonight. My greetings to the family, and to who. All right. So age is actually kicking in. And sometimes these things cannot be changed. We know how he was going out. So if he comes back a different person, we're still going to know. Yes. If he comes back all energetic and everything, younger and everything, we need to know the one that left. We need to know what happened to the one that left us. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. So that's the thing there. That's the thing there. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. So that's the thing. That's what we're talking about here. All right. We've not seen him. Like Victor is just saying that, age is the age is not on his side. And with all the election runarounds and everything, it might be taking a toll on him. And that might be, but to me, that is more than 6 weeks of medical vacation, unless there are some major things going on or taking place. But 6 weeks of medical vacation is way too long. That's like being a resident at wherever he is, that hospital, We were waiting for him to see if we see him in Mecca. Okay, we're waiting to see if we see him in Mecca, and he was nowhere to be found. Okay, he was nowhere to be found. He was nowhere to be found. When we tried to see if he will come out in Mecca, So I don't know. So I don't know how it's going to play out for him this time around. I don't know how it's going to play out for him. But this was the issue of the passport, the issue of where he is. Then there's the other issue too that was playing out a few days ago. But I don't want to say much to that. Honestly, I don't want to say much to that one. And that is that flight that I don't know if you guys saw it, where he was in a plane in a helicopter. Okay, he was in a helicopter with Sanwo-Olu and some other guy like that. I don't think that guy was a Nigerian. They were flying somewhere. Okay, they were flying somewhere, and for some there was a recording that was going on, and on the floor of that plane there was something that looks like a white powder, and people are asking, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? And already his name is being floated and thrown around. His name is being floated and thrown around as, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden on his foot, we're seeing this powder-like stuff, white substance. So people are saying, what is that? What is that? So these are the things. If they're keeping him away from us so that we cannot ask all these questions, okay? Because honestly, as a president, he should have been doing more than 2, 3 news, news interview, media interviews and stuff. By now, he should have had like 2, 3, 4 by now, as is customary. But you see, this don't mean anything. We don't mean anything. So because we don't mean anything, they do all these things to us anyhow. Honestly. And we were thinking that gone are those days. We needed an accessible president. And know that Peter Obi, you see, know that Peter Obi was going to be that. Look at how accessible that guy is. You know, honestly, the people that did this thing to us or that are trying to do this thing to us, God help us. Because Peter Obi was going to be the most accessible president. Even at the current state of things, look at, he's all over the place. He's in London today. And when he's in London, he's not hiding himself. He's in America the next day. When he's there, he's not hiding himself. He's in Nigeria. When he's there, he's all over the place. That is the kind of president we've not seen before. And do you know what that could have done for the nation? Honestly. Do you know what that could have done for the nation? You know? All of a sudden, the people who don't want to see changes took that away from us. But by God's grace, we're going to get that. Because that's where we are now. We are on that era of change. Honestly. We are on that era of change and we are getting it. We are getting it. You know? Because think about it. The fact that we've been deprived of him is deprived of so many things. So many things. Because as a president, what Nigeria needed to see or where Nigeria needed to be is in a state of hope. Okay? Right now, we are hopeless. We are hopeless as a nation because the one we have sitting there now, do we even have anybody there? Oh, yes, we do. We have it. Yeah. Yeah, we do. But again, he's overwhelmed. Our current president is overwhelmed. I mean, he can't wait, to leave the stage. You know, the events of the last 8 years has really also paid a toll on him. So he can't wait to leave the stage. But the one we have coming onto the stage now, But anyways, we're still waiting, we're still looking, we're still hoping that he shows up one of these days and start answering our questions. Like I said, we have gazillion questions to ask him, and he has a lot of questions to answer us. Okay, so what else do we have now on our agenda? The next thing we have on our agenda is these people. These people, if you don't know these people, they were the people that contested the election of Labour Party. Yes, the Obedience, where are you? I need you to look at these two gentlemen, okay? One of them was a distinguished former senator, okay, and the other one was also a distinguished major general in the Nigerian army. Power. Now, maybe these two people, as you see, okay, Senator Tan Achon, as you guys know him, the one-armed general, okay, and Major General Lincoln Jack Ogunewe, okay, the General, okay, both of them happen to be part of that election that took place in Imo State I believe last 2 weekends, okay, and that election, Senator Atan Achon came out on top. He came out on top. He won the election. Okay, right there and then we were hearing things, all kinds of manipulations that took place, all kinds of vote buying that took place, and all kinds of things that happened. Okay, so he won the election with 20 or 25 votes, something of that nature, around that. He won with 131, and Lincoln came second with 123 24, 23, or something of that nature. Okay? But this was my concern with this, because we reported this. We talked about these two people. Okay? After the election that night, I came on the air and I announced about the win of Atan Achonu. All right? Now, the bigger problem, minus this one we're talking about now, okay, was the fact that there were parallel elections that took place the same day. Another faction, another group of Labour Party were also holding elections at a different location that day. They were holding elections at a different locations. And on those elections, these two people also had their name on those ballots. And the two different individuals won those elections too. Won those elections that were not them. They came, their numbers were completely abysmal on those ones. But on these two, this particular election, which we are thinking was the main one, okay, which we are thinking because of the people that were part of this particular one, we saw the governor-elect of Abia State. He is the one that actually ran this election, okay? He's the one that ran this election, I think being the elder statesman of a Labour Party in the East, from what I'm getting. So that was why they gave him the honor of running this election. He did the announcement and everything. So after this election, okay, now let me tell us what happened during this election. During this election, they were saying that Chief Atan, okay, paid people $300 each. People who were not supposed to vote. People who were not delegates, okay, that were not supposed to vote. They paid them $300 and they manipulated and brought them in and they voted for him. And that was how he got those numbers. Okay, that was how he got those numbers. So not only that, I think it was after the election also, he promised, which I saw today, I saw the picture today, that one, he's keeping that promise. He promised to give all the local chapter chairman, delegate chairman, all the delegate chairmen, I think it was 27 of them, he promised to give them a KK bike, brand new. And honestly, I saw that today, he has done that. He started giving that out today. You know what I mean? So is that part of the process? Is that, you know, I mean, wouldn't that be cotton? Wouldn't that be part of this manipulation they were talking about? Okay, when you were, and as much as that promise came after the, you know, when he was thanking them for a job well done. But promising 27 local government chairmen, okay, local government chapter delegates chairman, promising them bike. Mind you, not all the 27 voted for you. So why promising the 27 bike? Okay, so these are some things that sometimes these guys do. They don't think about it. Not the 27, the 27 didn't vote for you. And you're promising 27 bike. So what are you trying to insinuate here? What are you trying to get at here? Okay, so that was what happened with Senator Atan. Now, Major General Ogunewo came and said no. He appealed the situation, took it to their internal electoral people that sees about the election malpractice and stuff. And he raised, the concern that he's actually the one that won this election, that the people that voted for him were the real vetted people, okay? The real vetted people, that the people that voted for Atan were people who were not supposed to vote and stuff, okay? And while they were still dealing with this section and faction of the party, another faction was on another place, electing people like Madoka, okay? Wasn't Charles Madoka. There's another Madoka guy. Let me see. I think I have him here. Let me see if I still do. There's another Madoka guy that was elected, okay? I don't think I have his picture. Let me see if I can pull him up. That was elected. So from a different faction. Then there was also another Ikechukwu Kebu that was elected from a different faction. Okay. Now we're on a hearing today that is not even linking. There's another guy called Ishinguzo that they're now saying won this election. So all these things are all over the place. And one of the things we did here, we came out here and we called Peter out. We say, Peter, take over. This was supposed to be your party, basically. In as much as it's a party that you inherited, but act on something. It looks like there was a meeting that took place, of gathering of the stakeholders and stuff over the weekend, where he tried to appeal to them to, try to come together and stuff. But it doesn't look like he's holding, because the factions are still trying to flag their bearers. The factions are still trying to flag their bearers. Yes. Some of them have even gone further to start putting together the electoral campaign committees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's not good news for Labour Party. I say it and I say it that day. It's not good news for them, and this is why it's a very big concern, because the person they're going after is a formidable force. The sitting governor of Imo State is a formidable force. He's not a snake that you can kill with any kind of knife. You have to go all in. You have to go all in, because he's all out. Yes. Yes, the sitting governor is situated. Yes, he is. So you don't go to him with this kind of dysfunctional house or divided house. No, he will pick you guys to pieces. He will pick you apart. You know what I'm saying? In as much as PDP is also on the wings waiting. There have been accusations and counter accusations to who is doing this, who is sponsoring what, and stuff. There have been those accusations, which I'm not going to go into here, but they are there. We talked about them on our former shows. Okay, so Imo State right now, as far as Labour Party is concerned, is not, the center is not holding. No, things are not in order. Honestly, things are not in order. Imo State are a little bit shaky right now with what is going on right there, and they're making it easier for the governor, like I said it before. They're making it easy. They're playing into the governor's hands. Okay, again, like I said, Senator Samanyawu, former Senator Samanyawu, is also on the wings on PDP side waiting. At the end of the day, he might end up being the beneficiary of all this nonsense that is taking place. Okay, so this is what is happening with Imo State PDP, Labour Party, as we still speak. Are they going to give it to Lincoln Omonowe? There's a report today that an American-based social, political group are completely endorsing Senator General Ogunewe. They're asking that Ogunewe should be the one to represent Labour Party. Okay, so all these things are all taking place. All these things are taking place, and again, why is this a big concern to us, the like of us? If Peter is to come out now and make his choice and choose his person, so said, if he's to do that, then some people, because of their bloated ego, they're going to pack their bags, pack their mat, and move. And like I told us before, these guys were all glorified, celebrated PDP members. They are all PDP members. All these guys that came into LP to do all these things in LP, they were all PDP members. Every single one of them. Go look into it. So if they tear PDP apart, which they've been, some people are accusing them of that now. If they tear PDP, Labour Party apart, they're going to go back to PDP. So they're going to go back to PDP, where Sam Daddy is waiting. So, because that was why Sam Daddy was also accused. I mean, there's been all kinds of accusations, like I said, okay, of who is behind the crisis that is going on in Labour Party right now. Yes, these two parties, PDP and APC, hands are pointing on them that they are the one behind this crisis that is taking place. That the purpose is to completely destroy Labour Party in Imo State so they can have their way. Okay? And that is a very big concern to, you know, because at the end of the day, the obedience, because they do all these things to lure the obedience in. And at the end of the day, if they don't play their cards right and they don't get their ass together, the obedience are going to walk too. The obedience are going to take their voting power and go somewhere else. They might not even come out to vote. Worst case scenario, they might not even come out to vote. So these are the things that the Labour Party is facing right now in Imo State, and they need to look into that seriously. They need to look into that seriously. Time is not on their side. Okay. Moving on. We're now going to look into these people. We're going to look into these people here. We talked about them yesterday. These people here. Okay. There are development, but development that are going on with these people are consigned development. Honestly, consigned development. And this is why I'm saying this. We know that after this election, okay, this election was a rerun. It was a rerun election because the election was basically inconclusive, the way they put it. When the day the governorship election ran, which was in March, so they couldn't call it that day. INEC couldn't call it that day, so they ran the election. I believe, between these two. Okay, last Saturday, not this just 2 days ago. The Saturday before last. Okay. Now at that election between Finitiri is the sitting governor. He's the sitting governor now on the PDP platform. And Senator Ashitaru is a sitting senator under APC. All right. Now, what happened during that election? The man Haidu Satu or whatever, you know, the man, the INEC rec man there that was supposed to run the election, oversee the election, how do I put it? I would say the Nayoti, okay, not in character, but in assignment. The Nayoti of Adamawa State, the rec there, who do something. They were still counting the vote, people. They were still counting the vote. Counting the vote. I think it was only 10 polling section or whatever, whichever way they do it, polling booth or polling station or what. They were just still counting. Let me just put it that way. And even at that time they were counting, the governor was winning. Finitiri was winning the election as of the time they were doing this count. You can't even believe what happened. This man, the rec officer, came in, completely ignored and abandoned everything and announced the senator the winner. And people were saying, how come? They were questioning him right there. How come? The man just like, well, I've said it after I'm INEC. I've said it, and whatever we say stands. You know what I mean? And he walked away. He announced it and walked away. Man, it looks like that place, first of all, you have a sitting governor. He's a PDP member, okay? So, like I always say, when you have an incumbent governor running an election, his chest is this big, if you know what I mean. Yes. His chest, what I would call his war chest, is this big. The things he can do is beyond. Okay? So for you to come in and rig him out, then that means big time rigging. There were accusations that the man was paid 2 billion naira because another man was caught who was moving the money. He was caught. So he said that 2 billion was to be for this rec man. Did you see the kind of money that were transferring hands in these elections? 2 billion. Where did that money come from? to buy just a common reg. Where did that money come from? Senator? Because right now, there are calls for the senator to answer questions. Yes. There are calls. You can see there, put it there. There are calls for her to answer. Yeah, she's been accused of electoral manipulation. Because right now, the president is in it. The president has given orders for the man to the hoodoo man to be arrested. Yes. Okay. INEC also called for his arrest last week. Then I'm saying to myself, if all these things are happening, are we still talking about the same INEC? Are we still talking about the same INEC we know that that have been waiting to see what they can do with the election in Imo State? Okay. Are we still talking about that INEC? Okay. Are we still talking about that INEC? That was my question. Are we still talking about the same president who hasn't said anything about this election other than telling us to go to court? Are we talking about the same president? You know what I'm saying? So this thing brings to question what is actually happening. You know, this thing brings to question. So if the president is coming out now asking for, first of all, he asked for that election to be cancelled and given to, mind you, the president is an APC, sitting president, mind you, okay? So right now, he's calling for things to be done right. This is just one state. Is it because it's a northern state? Is that why we are getting all these concerns now, even from INEC? INEC now is questioning APC's movement. Is that what we are seeing now? Because I don't know, people. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, the Obedient movement is not aligned with any party. However, it was projected through Labour Party because of Peter Obi's movement is for good governance. And that's why, definitely, yes, yes, Victor, you're right. You're right, okay? You're right. Definitely. And we've said it here on the show too. Okay, I'm just gonna basically go back a little bit on this because I moved on from this particular topic. I just saw your message. Now. Okay, yes, you're right. You're very much right. Chief Ken, I salute you. Okay, so the Peter Obi's, the Obedient movement, we said it here on the show that they are not all card-carrying members of Labour Party. They go wherever. The reason why they came to Labour Party was because of Peter Obi. It's Peter Obi induced. Okay? So whichever area Peter Obi goes, and whoever Peter Obi chooses, the obedience are going there. And which is why it's important that he endorses someone. Because we never heard that he endorsed any of these candidates. We never heard that he did. And that's a very big concern. We never heard that he did. We never heard that he campaigned for any of these candidates. So it's like these candidates were on their own. You know, in as much as they were using his posters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my slave. You know what I'm saying? So we never heard that they did that he did that. So that's what is happening right here. So if he can endorse anyone, which again might not sit well with some of them. Remember, I still remind us that these guys are all PDP members, and Peter Obi is aware. And which is before coming in, all right, before coming in, Peter Obi, we heard that he was going to be one of the ones that will screen these guys and stuff. We had that coming in, that he's going to screen them himself. He said that. Okay, that he's going to screen them. Okay, so but again, all of a sudden we didn't see him again. We didn't hear from him again. Okay, so that's you know. But now with all this is going on, they are now trying to have a meeting, a kind of a unified meeting for the whole party. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to have a unified meeting for the whole party. But again, moving on to this Ashitaru Bainani. The thing I was talking about before was the issue of how INEC now, both INEC and what's his name? INEC and the president are so much interested on this particular election. The effort they put on this election, can you imagine if that kind of effort was put on the presidential election? INEC now is calling for this guy to be arrested, okay? And if it's true that this guy was given such money, you think that INEC is not aware of it? You think that the big people in INEC are not aware of it? 2 billion? Are you kidding me? So a whole lot of things are about to open up on this particular matter. This is why I'm so much interested on this issue, this election in Adamawa State. Or is the all this effort they're putting on it now, is it because it's a northern state? That's another question I was asking. Is it because it's a northern state? Is that why we are getting all these interest and concern now? Is that why? Is that why we're getting all this? Because we need such in our destiny, in our presidential election. INEC now is coming questioning their own. Really? Okay? INEC now is questioning their own. Think about it. Okay? INEC is questioning their own. So I don't know. So if any of you have anything there to that effect, let me know. But in as much as it's a concern, I like it somehow because that also now can be drawn into the discussion. What INEC is doing now, the fact that they are waking up now, so much interested in this particular election, calling for this man to be arrested and all kinds of things, as they're actually changing the result of the election, trying to get it right. Is it because of the people involved? Because we heard of also for similar situations in other states. Yes, we heard of the same whatever that this thing happened in Adamawa State. We heard of it in some other states. So why all this saintly attitude now with what is happening in Adamawa? Why? Why? Why is INEC? Why did they withdraw that result? Why did they withdraw that result? After all, it's an APC sitting APC, and nothing is this. That election was to be a history-making election because that woman was going to be or could have been the first female governor in Nigeria. If that election had stood, she could have been the first female governor in Nigeria. But look at how she wanted to get in there. By tricks, by deceit, by manipulation, and stuff. So that is why a lot of people are calling for her now to be arrested, because if this money they're talking about transferred hand, okay, what is it that she knows about that money? What is it that she knows? Because Romenda announced her. She just came out and started, taking the victory lap. So which means she knew what was going on, and she knew the result was completely inconclusive. She knew that the result, the result was only like 20 or 30% done, and they're announcing you as the governor. You didn't even want to wait. You just came out there and start speaking. So people are calling for her now. They're calling for her, for her to be arrested also. Because if they can do things like this, if they can be able to arrest people like this kind of people, then we know that we are in, for a good one. We know that we are in for a good one. Okay. Let me go back to our final topic. Our final topic now is on. Let's go back there. Blessing CEO. Blessing CEO is our final topic. But before I talk about her, something just came through. People. Something just came through now. Please just pardon me, people. Pardon me. What's going on? What's going on? Something just came through now, and that was a shooting that took place. I think they say in think Ovoro. That thing says Ovoro. I don't know if it's an Ovorumbisa or Ovotu. I don't know, but it says Ovoro. And that I can't even show you guys the video. Honestly, I can't show you guys the video. I wish I can, but I can't. If I show you guys the video, they will shut me down. Honestly, this video is not good. Honestly, that's the much I can say for now. The video is not good. The killing that I saw, the killing, it says unknown gunmen. They came to a place where the police, they were like more than 5 or 6 policemen were eating or drinking. You know, this Jabuka. You know, they came down and shot all of them dead. They shot a woman. There were 2 women they shot and the man they shot. It was just happening live. They just sent it to me now. I'm seeing it live. It's happening right now. Unknown gunmen. And we'll be hearing, we thought this unknown gunmen was happening with the election. In as much as the election is not still yet over, but you know, you don't want to see this picture. Honestly, you don't want to see this video. Okay, it was too gruesome. It was too gruesome a video. Shot them dead. The whole policeman dead. Shot them dead completely. All of them. I didn't want to even put it as a topic. Honestly, you know, just came through. They just sent it to me now. So what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? If we have this kind of thing taking place. The other day also, in somewhere in Mbise, we saw where these guys came, unknown gunmen also. They brought 2 guys, okay, covered their head, brought them out in a market square, cut their head off, and left their body there and drove off. And people were just going crazy, going helter-skelter. That's where we are now. That's where we are now. That is the Nigeria we have now. Then we see what is going on also in Benue State. Okay, the governor came out now. Governor Tom has come out now accusing the president directly of fueling these things, accusing him of just, you know, having a blind eye or playing a blind eye to what is happening in Benue. You know, accusing him for loving the animal, loving the cow more than human beings, because people are being killed in Benue on a daily basis. I don't even know that state. I don't even know. You know, the new governor coming in, the what is this? Governor Alia. I think is it Governor Alia? Yeah, Governor Alia. So Governor Alia, I believe. Yeah, the priest. He's coming in. I don't know how his hands are full coming in. His hands are full. I don't know how he's going to be able to handle the kind of thing, the kind of killings that are going on in that state. You know, one of these days I'm going to talk about all those things. If I should be permitted to do so, I will talk about some of those things. I know that I might not be able to show the pictures because of the gruesome nature of some of these pictures and some of these videos. So I might not be able to put them on the air, but I'm going to talk about them. It's too much. In most of these states, the killings that are taking place is too much. And some places, some states are enjoying sweet air, freedom and everything, while some states are not. That is honestly, that is not the Nigeria we're supposed to have. I have to be honest with us. That's not the Nigeria we're supposed to have. You know, anytime I hear these things happening in Benue, in Zamfara, all those areas, you know, it hurts. It hurts. Then some part of the South, it hurts. You know, so this is something nationally it should be the discussion. I know we've talked about security and stuff, but the election is over. Why are we still, you know what I mean? Why are these people still out there, you know, doing things like no man business, you know? So that is something I wanted to report to us because they just sent me the video now, but like I said, it's not something I can post up, you know, post up here. So finally, again, Blessing CEO. It was part of our discussion yesterday, so that's why I'm bringing it, up quickly. She was released. Though she hasn't said anything about her experience, but she's back on her show, doing her show. Okay, doing her show. A lot of you called me, asking me to do some social events, other social trending matters. Which I'm still trying to get myself there in doing. It's not really my forte, but I'm trying to, it's something I can do very well. But because of sometimes, as the politicians, some people that are in this industry with us also, try to be careful walking around because it can be any of us. Okay. But, people that cared about her spoke to her about trying to, be careful diving into people's matters, because this is basically like a private matter, which he now assumed and tried to live in it. It became an issue for her. It's not gonna be over yet. It's getting worse and worse every day, sir. I see mostly in Imo State now. Yes, Ken. Yes. Honestly, the one of Imo State, I just saw your message now too. I moved on from this topic. But again, yes, you're right. And it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. What I see here is when these fingers are being pointed or hands are being pointed to, you see the sitting governor of Imo State pointing hands and saying that it's some politicians in Imo State that are fueling these things and stuff. So they keep on pointing, accusing fingers on each other. Okay. At the end of the day, we suffer. The people suffer. That's the whole thing. The people suffer. The people suffer when when they play these games with us. Okay, these people that are being killed now are ordinary people. Including the police. Yes, the ordinary citizens. Because when the police are in their police element, yes, they are police. But when they are in the element of what would I call it? When they are in the citizenry element, like how they just went down there and they were hanging out there with the people drinking and stuff. That is them living like regular citizens. They are not in their police gear kind of a mood. And with such a situation, their guards will be down. They will not have their maybe some of them might not even carry guns to defend any situation. And this thing puts to question now how these guys move around. Is this a sporadic attack or is it a targeted attack? How did they able to, are they hanging out? Were they hanging out around there? I'm talking about these unknown gunmen now. Were they hanging out around there? Okay, for them to be able to come out just like that and shoot. I'm talking about over 8 people or more than 8 people dead, live. Then there were other people also that they shot that were still, who might not even make it. So you say to yourself, these guys, are they around there waiting? Were they following these guys? Were they following them? Were they telling, were they telling them in a sense? Were they telling them in a sense? Were they just like moving around, watching them to see? Because for them to come out from, it's 2 things. It's either their camp is around there and they've been watching or following these guys. Because if this is a sporadic attack, that is not good. And we know that when these guys start retaliating, if the police are going to come back and the army are going to come back, they don't even care whom they, you know what I'm saying? They're not shooting at sight. That's how they retaliate on their own. That's how they retaliate on their own. So all this thing that is happening now is so troubling, honestly. It's so troubling, you know. And with what is going on, we are running some kind of a divided state that if it's happening at a particular side of the state, the government in power doesn't even care. The government in power don't even care. It's not like that they will send people there, send the army there, and you know. And it's also been alleged that some of these people, their camps are known, where they are known. So what is the forces doing? Now they've come to kill them now. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? If you know their camp, if you know them, what are you guys waiting for? Again, it's in the east. In the north, we see what happens. This in the north is happening, you know, they own a lot of non-government. They own people. I don't know. But all these things, all these killings are, they shouldn't have a place in our society, honestly. You know, they shouldn't have a place in our society. All these killings, you know, and all these attacks also. All these attacks from the police to the citizens and all kinds of nonsense that are going on, you know. That's just so tiring, just so tiring. Well, anyways, back to the final topic I was just talking about before I came back to this. Is on this Blessing CEO matter. The reason why we got into that discussion yesterday was because of the subject matter, not because of her in particular. Let me make that correction now. Not because of her in particular, but because of the subject matter and the people that are involved. Okay, the subject matter is domestic, you know, some kind of domestic violence come abuse that was taking place in this family. You know, we saw the people yesterday. I put up their picture yesterday. This family, where are they? No, not them. This family, no, sorry. This family here, okay? This is the reason why, this is the subject matter. This is the subject matter. For those of you who are just new to this information and to this news, this is the reason why we brought up Blessing CEO yesterday. I was so much interested in this than her, okay? This guy here, Ike Ogbonna, you know, they say that he's a celebrated car dealer in Lagos. Been married to this lady for over 16 years. Okay, they have kids, almost 5 kids from the information that is out there. Over 5 kids. Okay, there were accusations of abuse going on, domestic abuse going on between both parties. Okay, the woman is accused of abusing, the man is accused of abusing. During one of these episodes, he went to a different level where fire got involved. It looks like the woman, you know, fire got involved. Let me speak to the level that I know. Fire got involved. The woman got burnt to the extent that you know, she couldn't recover from it. She lost her life in that process. Okay, so this guy now was accused of killing the woman. Okay, by the woman's family members. So while in the process of all this is going on, Blessing CEO got involved trying to defend this guy. Okay, it looks like he got contact with this guy somehow they got together. It looks like there are some information he got from this guy, so which he reviewed on the air. Then while doing so, I think her emotions took over. She said certain things that the family felt were demeaning to the dead woman and also to them themselves. So they took her to court. They took Blessing CEO to court, charging her for defamation and liable. Okay, which to me was supposed to be a civil suit, a civil matter. But Blessing being arrested got to do with her not honoring the invitation of the court, because the court invited her to come to answer to this allegation. So for some reason she didn't go, which I don't know why. Okay, she bluffed. She bluffed the court. She bluffed the court. She didn't go. So after some time, the court came after her, and they came and arrested her, and she stood there for 3 weeks. The bail was a little bit on the high side with all kind of tough conditions. You know, she so trying to meet the bail. She stayed there for 3 weeks, like I said. Then yesterday, somehow we still don't know if she met. Though we reported that she met the bail conditions, because that's how she will come out. But we don't know what eventually was what she met, who stood as a surety for her and everything. Okay, so these things are some of the stories surrounding her, and I want people to understand and see it just beyond her person. Okay, there were fatalities in this situation. Somebody lost her life, you know, as part of what is going on here, and she herself lost her freedom to an extent. Okay, and if it continues, there are chances that if she goes to trial, if this mother goes to trial and they find her guilty, it's going to cost her some things. It's going to cost her some money, because I still believe that this is a civil matter, you know. So that's why we brought it up yesterday, and that's why we're reporting it today. So she is free, and she's back to her regular job, which is, you know, telling us how we can marry our wives and how our wives can marry us, and, you know, all kinds of beautiful things that she says about relationships and stuff. So she's back in the game, okay? So congratulations to her. So that's all we have today for the show. That's all we have today for the show, okay? Again, take note. What I said earlier on for you, those of you that are coming in now, we are going to be doing, starting by God's grace, starting next week, bearing everything we're going to do here in the studio, you know, arranging the studio to be able to accommodate our co-guests, because I intend to be co-hosting these shows. Some of you have also asked that question, so I shouldn't be the low one talking and stuff, and you guys are just writing. So some of you have asked that question, you know, can't I get people to come into the studio? A lot of you we are not in the same state, as you guys are aware. Some of you are in Nigeria, some of you are in Canada, some of you are in London, some of you are in Germany. So you guys all over the place, okay? But I really want to work with every one of us, and I want you guys to be part of this show. So you can go, if you don't have my information, you can go and just send me a private message so that we can talk. If you have a topic you want me and you to talk on the air, I would like you to bring it up, let me and talk about it. Then I can do some artworks. Okay, I can do something of this nature. You know, something of this nature, talking, you know, announcing the days that you will be doing the show with me. Okay. This is anybody that can be able to do it. I will do it with where you are. With where you are, if you're in your house or in your office, we have technology now that I can be able to bring you into the studio. So I can just have you on one side of the screen, and I'll be on one side of the screen, and we'll be co-hosting the show. Okay, so that's what we're looking for starting next week. Depends on who comes in to do that. But I'm going to be, you know, doing some artwork to that effect and posting it out there. So anybody that has something that want to, you know, come to the show with me and stuff, let me know so we can do this thing together, okay? So, because this is our show. It's our show. All right? So that's what we have. And again, that's all we have for today, okay? It's Agenda Free Friday. We're going to be doing this every Friday. We'll run the show as much as we run it during the week. So on Friday, we'll do a recap. But on that recap, we'll do updates. We'll update you with any news, something, because some of these things you get the news today. The next day, something else will come up as an update. You know what I'm saying? So as these things comes up as updates, that's on our Agenda Free Friday. That's when we will discuss it. That's when we'll bring it up and go through it. Okay. So that's what this Agenda Free is. So it's going to be for every one of us going through what we went through over the week. Okay. Every Friday. Take note of that. Every Friday. Okay. And again, I'm looking for people to co-host with me. Let me put it that way. I'm looking for people to co-host with me. If you want to co-host with me, if you have any topic you want us to talk on the air, please let me know at least 2, 3, 4 days prior to the days we will do so. So I can be able to update, update everyone that you're going to be co-hosting with me and stuff. All right. So once again, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, reasonable minds all over the world, for being with me on tonight's show. Okay. We are who we are over here because of who you are over there, doing what you do. That is why we do what we do here. All right. Continue doing what you do, which is to share and give us those likes. Those likes are important to doing these things, as you know. Okay. So anytime you come on, please, those of you that are fond of doing that, please, I thank you so very much, because it means a whole lot. Okay. That's the much we ask of you, to give us those likes, give us those love. Anytime you come on the show with us, okay, you join on this show, or anytime you see this our show. And another thing we're asking for you is just to share the show, share it. There are somebody else that I might be speaking to. You that are regular, you might be okay. Yes, you know this show, you understand this show, but let people also know about the show. Okay, continue to share it, and let us all be out there. All right. Once again, thank you so very much. From this side of the studio, I still remain yours truly, Sydney Blessing Iwela, SBI. Until next time, family. You're now signing off. I see you tomorrow. No, actually, we're not doing a show. We're doing a rerun tomorrow, because I have an engagement, tomorrow. I have a function tomorrow that I'm doing. So I'm not going to be on the air tomorrow, but we're going to be doing a rerun. But on Sunday, we're going to be on the show on Sunday. Okay? Thank you, my my attorney, just coming in late. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, see you.